Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, this morning I continue on with making this video, and I have been doing this for nearly a year. Keep saying the same thing because the idea is to preach myself. Preaching is not to be done once a month. Preaching to yourself, to myself, is done every day because I know the benefit of it. When I preach myself, it's like making me to think of our Creator, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So when we think of our Creator in a positive way, Allah will also think of us in a positive way. So the benefit you'll see in the day of judgment. Yes, in the day of judgment, we're gonna face it. It's very logical that there is day of judgment because we don't live in this world for free. Allah had mentioned that in the Revelation when He asked mankind to look around and ask, do you think all this being created for free? So what will your answer be? Allah saying, do you think of all this being created for free? So we say no. We say no. It's not for free. We have to serve the Creator. There is no free ticket. If you want to go into seeing a movie, you have to buy a ticket. And you buy ticket and then you will let in and enjoy the movie. So there is no such thing as free. If you go to the theater, you always pay a ticket to get inside and sit down in a very comfortable chair and then enjoy the movie. So it is not free. So there are many examples in this world. It is not free. Of course, when you watch TV, it's free. But that is TV. It has purpose. But the government is paying for it. So you get it free because government is paying for it, paying for the workers, paying for the equipments, things like that. So basically, it's nothing free in this world. If you say the air you breathe is free, the wind you get is free, it's not free. It's not free because there will be a day of judgment. So as long as you are a creature, you will be judged. even Jesus Christ said, I am also be judged. So the prophets knows it very well that they also be judged. So they say everyone will be judged. Of course, we know Jesus will be asked by God, have you asked your people to worship you? That will be the question that Allah will ask Jesus in the day of judgment, because there are a group of people worshiping Jesus, and this Jesus will be questioned on that as well, whether he had asked his people to worship him. So we know already after reading the Gospel of Barnabas that Jesus was very upset with people calling him Son of God, oh God. Okay, so it's not free. Prophets will also be judged. So we will also be judged. So what is the purpose of judgment? Is the sorting out of the good and the bad. So the good will be sent to paradise and live happily in paradise, and the bad will be punished in hell. So who are the bad? The bad are the people who don't believe and who don't obey. Who don't believe and who don't obey. There is no mention of the bad are people who steal, people who rob, people who kill others. Very simply, the bad is people who don't believe and the people who don't obey. So it's simplified other all this of people stealing, people robbing. Of course, there are things that are being forbidden, and that is thing that include in not doing good. So very simple, people who believe in doing good. So what happened to people who are doing bad? What happened to people who are doing bad? There are people, it's also revealed in the Koran, that they intend to do bad things. So they intend to do the bad thing. So what they first do when they intend to do bad thing is to cut off the belief. When he has to cut off the belief, then he can do the bad thing. So he prepare for that, cut off the belief and carry on doing the bad thing. Of course, when he believed, then he would not do the bad thing, isn't it? It is also revealed in the Koran that there are people who, with intention of doing destruction on this earth, so doing destruction on the earth, and what they do is to cut off the agreement. So they cut off the agreement. So the agreement, what is that agreement? That agreement is the agreement to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the reason why people who doing bad sin, even one politician is saying he was subjected to slander by his opponent, political opponents who organize people to slander this leader, slander in a big way. So he pay money to people to slander him, and the slander is come in big numbers. He's being slandered, not one, a list of things, bad thing. They slander him, but none of that is true. It's only slander. So that influence the people and make people believe that that guy is a bad person. And what happened in the election, that person was that party that make him the leading the country was defeated because of the slander. And this, and he said that the people who slander him are pretenders. They are not real believers. They are pretenders. So when we look back, when I look at this revelation of people who intend to do really bad things, so what he does is cutting off the belief. And then when the belief is cut off, then he can start doing this slandering. Of course, it's a big sin. Slandering in Islam is a big sin. Okay, so this is what happened. Of Allah simply say, believe in doing good. So doing bad thing will be people doing bad thing really is meant to be sent to hell. That's what I am want to get to you. They will be lost in the day of judgment. So people who committing big sins will be lost in the day of judgment, because they cut off the belief on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah is saying they are the losers. It's mentioned in the revelation in the Quran that I read. Okay, that's I have enough of preaching of myself. And now let's talk about what is going on in this world. You were talking about Burma. What else? I've been studying geography in my younger days, so I have to remember my geography in order to talk on country. So what country I learned when I was young? I learned about Singapore, Japan. Yes, I learned about Japan when I was young. Philippines, yes, we talk about Philippines. What other country we can talk about? We talk about Australia. Okay, now let's talk about a country. Let me think of. We talk about Burma, yes. What else I can talk about? Okay, let's talk about. I know I cannot talk on every country because I may have very little knowledge. I don't have. So let's talk about maybe Turkey. Okay. So what do you know about Turkey? Turkey was at one time powerful empire, the Ottoman Empire was quite powerful. At that time, they ruled part of Saudi Arabia, the Balkan states, maybe Africa as well, North Africa. So it was quite powerful country at one time. But then they joined the Axis Germany, and then they began to lose the land that they rule in Arabia. There was uprising, the nationalists, with the help of the British. The Turkish armies were defeated in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia nationalists, the Saud, then ruled the whole Arabia by the help of the British. What else? And then there was an uprising as well, I believe, yes. This general Kemal Atatürk then ousted out the caliphate, and the Atatürk become the country become republic under Kemal Atatürk. but he was a bad Muslim, so the country Islamic rule was threatened at one time. When Kemal Atatürk ruled Turkey, he made the Turkey, he disturbed the religion of Islam in Turkey. He changed the mosque, the big mosque into museum. He don't allow people to wear this cap, that the traditional cap that the Turkey used to wear, the tarbush. He disallowed that. And but the Western people look Turkey as the man who make Turkey modern. Is it true? Is Kemal Atatürk make Turkey modern? Some say no. It's not true. Kemal Atatürk didn't build any historical buildings in Turkey. So there's no infrastructure development taking place when Turkey was under Kemal Atatürk. It was historically looked as when Turkey was backward under Kemal Atatürk. The modern is just the Turkish are not allowed to wear taboos. Is it called modern? It's not. Not allowing wearing taboos is not modern. Because people can wear taboos, yet he's working in IT department, or is good at IT. So wearing taboos and not wearing taboos does not indicate a person is being modern. Actually, under Kemal Atatürk, there is no historical building that he will make. So most of the beautiful building in Turkey was made under the Caliphate. So that doesn't deserve to be making the person who make Turkey modern. No, it is misnomer. He only try to make the Turkish people to live religion. Was he successful doing that? What he had done was the call of prayer was normally done in Arabic language. He changed that. He changed that into call of prayer into Turkish language. Of course, it doesn't sound as good as the Arabic language. So that is also considered as, in Islam, the bad doing or haram. So do you think Kemal Atatürk is a Muslim? No, because it's creating destruction to Turkey, creating destruction to Islamic religion. So he cannot be a Muslim doing that. So he must be unbelievers to do such thing. Okay, and then now Turkey is under a president called Erdogan. So you see the development under Erdogan. He is making Turkey back to people, to religion. And what he has done make Turkey being the technologically advanced country able to produce the drone and weapons, and the country is able to produce weapon and selling it to other countries, and so the country looks strong under Erdogan. He sent army down to fight opposition. He liberated lands. It was under the people who were anti-Islam. So his army is loyal to him, and for that loyalty, the Turkish army is now considered as one of the strong army, because now they have these modern weapons. The missile they can produce, amazing. They even will able to produce the stealth fighter TFX projects that they are currently developing. So one day Turkey will be producing the 5th generation fighter plane, the stealth. Okay, that talk about Turkey. I think I had enough talking about one country. Now let me read the Koran. Okay, we should be reading page 156 this morning. To get the barakah of this morning, let me read the first sentence in Arabic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وَنَادَى يَا أَصْحَابُ الْجَنَّةِ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ أَنْ قَدْ وَجَدْنَا مَا وَعَدَنَا رَبُّنَا حَقًّا فَهَلْ وَجَدْتُمْ مَا وَعَدَ رَبُّهُمْ حَقًّا قَالُوا نَعَمْ فأذن مؤذن بينهم لعنة الله على الظالمين. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's read the meaning of the sentences on this page. And the people in paradise say to the people in hell, verily we get what had been promised by God to us. All what has been promised had come true. Then have you get what the promise of God to you is true? Then they say, true. Then say the angel to them, curse of Allah is the people who had been cruel. That is, people who stop others from following the way of Allah and want to deviate them. And there are people who are rebellious of the coming life of the thereafter. And in between them of the place of paradise and hell, there is a screen, and they are on high place. There are people who on the high place, there are people who often know themselves with the sign, and they say to the people in paradise, Salamun alaikum. They are the people who had not yet been able to enter the paradise yet. So there are people who had been delayed entering paradise, so they live between the paradise and hell at the screen. So at that area of screen, there live people who are entitled to go to paradise, but not yet been able to. So they are on the waiting list. When they change their view to see the hell, Then they say, "Oh my God, don't you make our place be like the place of people who are cruel." So these people on the border can see the people in paradise. They also can see people in hell. And the people who are on the top of Araf, on top of Araf is the border. They say of the people they recognize and say to them, "Your health that you have gathered, that you have been proud of, surely have no use to you." That is the people that you have cursed, then they don't have the blessing of Allah. Of course, these cruel people also subject to curse by the people. So these rich people who pride themselves with their wealth, they are also subject to being cursed by the people. It's mentioned in this Quran. All the people that you have cursed, that they will not be getting the blessing of Allah. So this is the saying of unbelievers. So they curse the people, say that these people will not be getting the blessing of Allah. So they just slandering and telling lie. And Allah is saying here, enter you the paradise with no need to fear, and then you will not be feeling sad again. Of course, when these people were cursed by others, of course the people who curse them are powerful people, and they feel upset, of course. But then on the day of judgment, these people enter paradise, and Allah is saying no need to have fear and be sad again. And the people of hell say to the people in paradise, pour some water to us, or give us some of the provision given to you by Allah to you. They say, verily Allah forbid both to you, the unbelievers. that is, the people who make religion as a plaything. In reality, such people are being deceived by the life of the world. Then on this day of judgment, we forget them as before they forget the meeting, the day of the meeting or the day of judgment. Because they are rebellious to our revelation in the Koran. Okay, let's complete my reading of the Quran. So now, let's read the Gospel of Barnabas. Let's see the marking. I think I've been reading 145, 146. Okay, now let's read chapter 147. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. While they were making merry in the house, behold, the elder son came home, and he, hearing that they were making merry within, marveled, and having called one of the servants, asked him wherefore they were in such wise making merry. The servant answered, Thy brother is come, and thy father hath killed the fatted calf, and are feasting. The elder son was greatly angered when he heard this, and would not go into the house. Therefore came his father out to him, and said to him, Son, thy brother is come. Come thou therefore, and rejoice with him. The son answered with indignation, I have ever served thee with good service, and thou never gavest me a lamb to eat with my friends. But as for this worthless fellow that departed from thee, wasting all his portion with harlots, now that he is come, thou hast killed the fatted calf. The father answered, Son, thou art ever with me, and everything is thine. But this one was dead, and is alive again, and lost, and now is found. Therefore we must rejoice. The elder son was the more angry, and said, Go thou triumph, for I will not eat at the table of fornicators. He departed from his father without receiving even a piece of money. As God lives, said Jesus, even so is there rejoicing among the angels of God over one sinner that repents. And when they had eaten, he departed, and he was fain to go to Judea, whereupon the disciples said, Master, go not into Judea, for know that the Pharisees have taken counsel with high priests against thee. Jesus answered, I knew it before they did it, but I do not fear, for they cannot do anything contrary to the will of God. Wherefore let them do all that desire, for I fear not them, but fear God. Okay, you'll see this story of jealousy there. When the son had been lost, come back, the father was happy, but one of the brother was not happy. For there is jealousy in the family. There as well mentioned in the Gospel of Barnabas. Okay, with that, I complete my talk today on religion and belief.